So we now resume again to our next class for the dural venous sinuses. So as we have already known that the dural venous sinuses, let us zoom into the picture and see this one. Yes. So they are actually present in between the two layers of the dura mater. One is the endosteal layer of the dura mater and another is the meningeal layer of the dura mater. And all these sinuses are actually lined by the layer of the endothelium, which is the fenestrated network of the cells. And walls of the dural venous sinuses are highly thick, but no muscular tissue is there, and they do not have any valves also. Venous sinuses are devoid of any valve, contain venous blood but have endothelium lined walls, and there is no valve. This is the main characteristics of dural venous sinus. And what is the function? They receive actually the venous blood from different portions of the brain through the help of the cerebral veins. Through the help of the different veins, cerebral veins all open into these dural venous sinuses. And also another important function is that for the meninges, rather, that is actually it forms subarachnoid space and arachnoid villi, and that is also helping to the formation of the cerebrospinal fluid. So this is helping into the formation of the cerebrospinal fluid. Next, the blood in the dural venous sinuses is ultimately going to drain into the internal jugular vein of the neck. So this is we find here in this that is all the dural venous sinus. Here you can see this is the superior sagittal sinus, this one. Then here we see that this is the inferior sagittal sinus. Again we have one done that is known as the straight sinus in the occipital bone, and this is actually the torcula of Herophili, or the confluence of the sinuses. It is the left transverse sinus that we can see here. These venous sinuses is actually going to be drained finally into the internal jugular vein. It is we are seeing it from the one side, so we are finding that this is draining into the internal jugular vein, and this final emissary veins are present in everywhere, which are also valveless, but they connect the dural venous sinuses with the diploic veins of the scalp and also with the veins of the skull. Now let us classify the dural venous sinuses. We can classify them into paired sinus and unpaired sinus. Of the unpaired sinus, we have superior sagittal sinus, we have the inferior sagittal sinus. Superior sagittal sinus, that we already know, this is the superior sagittal sinus. Then we have inferior sagittal sinus, we have another that is known as the straight sinus. We have again then the occipital sinus, this is the occipital sinus. Then we have these are the two cavernous sinus, right and the left cavernous sinus, anterior intercavernous and the posterior intercavernous sinuses. And also we have that is the basilar venous plexus, which we cannot find here in this diagram, but basilar venous plexus is actually a plexus of the veins which is situated over this below the level of this basis sphenoid, and it is in this region of this clevus. Next we go to the paired sinuses. Next, what are the paired sinus? We already know that we have two transverse sinuses. Transverse sinus, there are right transverse and the left transverse sinus. Then also similar